is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Herbert. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Herbert throwing again. And he finds his target, Ebron. And down inside the 10 at the 9. A big play there just before halftime. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Herbert. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down now, it's Shaw. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Three tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. They'll try the left side. Shaw. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And that's caught inside the 35. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15. A big play there just before halftime.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And his guys have got it back at the
that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll run on first down. It's Shaw, and he's going to be taken down here, as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve, as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He'll have a first down past the 40. And now the rookie's free. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year 1. And this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They've got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up a throw. This one swung out to Williams. It'll be a gain of 5. And just like that, it's third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. On play action, they'll throw. This is Hamler on the receiving end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
The Charger D making things difficult, and it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2nd and 7. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Trying to lay one up deep. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big gain that time for the Chargers.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
On 2nd down, it's Shaw. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. point after, right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Broncos 13.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They give it off here to the tight end. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. They tried to catch him by surprise there on 3rd down, but this defense, they were all over the jet sweep.
And it's oftentimes all about what you're doing on the backside of the defense, whether it's the defensive end or the outside backer, who's setting the edge. And if they don't get blown off the line of scrimmage, they can really wreck a play. And in this case, they were able to make the tackle for a loss as a result.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Probably a bit of a surprise call there on first down, but how about a tone setter for the drive? Picking up nice yardage with the big man setting the tone physically.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll look to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Thomas. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
2nd and 10. Now Thomas. And a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Charger drive about to get going. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And Murray's still down. Maybe shaking up that go-around. Let's hope he's all right. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Broncos send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded at the 33. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
On third down, Shaw, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And this score will stay right where it is.
Distance was never an issue, not in this mile-high air. But it doesn't matter what elevation you're at if you don't put it on target. And this one kind of takes off on him.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding of the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And the Chargers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So this one's over. It's in the win column.